I'm Sammy Goldberg. I'm going into my fourth year for history of science and philosophy.
Hi there, my name is Jeannine. I'm a 2020 King's graduate. I majored in religious studies and I minored in history and English.
My name is Brendan Kay. I'm going into my third year at King's, and I took Dr. Snoblin's Contemporary Perspectives of Science and Religion last year.
The Science and Religion courses at King's, the Historical Perspectives and Contemporary Perspectives course, address the often very complicated relationship between religion and science throughout history and currently.
The contemporary perspectives course is the second part. You don't necessarily have to do them together.
It examines science and religion in the sort of contemporary period and how those two pillars of culture interact.
One of the first things that Snoblin told us in that course was that a lot of people seem to think that there's a conflict thesis, that science and religion are fighting against each other. And we really, at the beginning of the course, try to look at the different interactions and theories of interaction between science and religion, and how, those narratives of science and religion change or how they're true. So it's not always in conflict, but we look at the wide variety of interactions.
Reading both science and faith-based text helped show that the relationship between science and religion is actually complementary. The two fields are answering different questions.
I think we started after Darwin, but we look at a lot in the 20th century and a good amount in the 21st century. We looked at quantum mechanics and Eastern religion, and I think that really stuck out to me, the mind sciences. And we looked at sort of conceptions of the soul in light of neuroscience.
One of my favorite texts, it feels cheating, but was an Isaac Asimov short story, sort of looking at science fiction and religion.
I particularly enjoyed our conversations about natural evil and techno-immortality.
When it came time to do our final paper, we really got a lot of freedom to choose what our topic would be. I know some people did stuff on like cyberspace and looking at VR, religious cults, and bioterrorism.
I wrote my final paper on Mennonite agriculture and their relationship to the environment.
My paper was sort of broadly about hive minds and group minds, virtual reality, and the ways that these interact with religion, or more specifically, religious experiences.
I wrote it on a guy, it's Dr. Robert Zubrin. He started the Mars Society, which is sort of an advocacy organization to establish a human presence on Mars, or at least go to Mars. And I wrote mine on narratives of promised land. So I dug into narratives of spaceflight, and space being this place, where you can either escape problems on Earth, or it's going to open up opportunity, bring them into greater existence, and how, his book, as heavy on engineering as it is, it does have religious language infused into it, whether he realizes it or not.
With this knowledge, I feel I can go forth and make critical observations of what's going on around me without being judgmental, without being closed-minded, and without falling into the trap of fear-based thinking.
I think it really sort of helped deepen HÓST for me, and sort of break apart narratives that I may hold myself and not even realize it.
It presented the questions that I think most people avoid or can't answer, like why do bad things happen, and provided ways to think about those questions that don't rely purely on scientific knowledge or on faith-based knowledge. Dr. Snoblin is great at presenting information to students in a way that we can think through it and discuss it non-judgmentally. Class discussions went well and beyond the syllabus.